Hello, everybody. This is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw! And I'm a guest today on the Pokemon Unite Talk Show. It sounds like putts when you put it together, right? It puts the Pokemon Unite Talk Show.
The Putt Show.
Yeah, I'm here with Cozy Gamer. Hi, Cozy.
Hey, what is up, Spraggles, right? It's a little bit of both.
Spraggles, you know, we've got branding issues over here at Cozy. Cozy is another Unite YouTuber and a streamer, and he was nice enough to invite me on this show. So I thought it would be cool to put it on my channel as well, and then we can, I don't know, we can have a lot of fun with a few of these topics here. On my channel today, we're going to talk about underrated Pokemon, Drednaw or Zapdos, and we're going to do a draft pick. And what are we going to see on your channel, Cozy?
Yeah, so we've got 6 topics. We'll do the underrated for you. We're going to be doing on mine the overrated Pokemon in the game. We're also going to be talking about battle items. It says not named escape pod. You know, I got Star Wars on my mind, maybe. I don't instead of eject button, but yeah, not named eject button. And then we've got the meme of the week, which is going to be a solid one. We're going to show some comedy with the Pokemon Unite, if you will. So excited about these 6 subjects, man. We'll go 3 on mine, 3 on his, and we'll get right to it. Shall we start with the first one? Underrated
Pokemon. All right, Cozy. I mean, I think you probably know more about this. You look like you're broadcasting from inside a Nintendo DS. So I think you know what's going on. I would love to hear your underrated Pokemon. Who's really underrated right now?
Yeah, you know, I'll give them credit. I think Pokemon Unite has they've done well with the balance, especially with the last update. I feel like there's a lot of pretty solid ones, but one that time and time again, I think that I see kind of put in the B, C tier on a lot of those online tier lists. And that's Crustle. Crustle is going to be my underrated Pokemon today. And I'll tell you why. I feel like Crustle, he gets slept on a little bit because you've got Slowbro and Snorlax, which are arguably, yes, they're going to be much better at that defending aspect. But a defender's main role, Spraggles, is to distract, right? And to kind of get in the way and let people peel and stuff. And I feel like Crustle, if your team's not there DPS wise, you can kind of build him up to be that. I feel like he's got great ability to distract. I mean, he's the master at that mid kind of early game distraction. And then lastly, the score shield on him with his Unite move. I don't know about you. Have you seen those like last minute 50 dunks with this guy?
He's absolutely brutal with a score shield, which is quickly becoming my favorite held item. It's so ridiculously good. It feels cheap when you're using the score shield. Right. And yeah, you're right. I've seen some really great Crustle players make some amazing moves. I think the only problem, of course, is he's in a category with a lot of great Pokemon. I mean, every defender right now is very, very legit.
Right. And that's the thing. And it like at the moment, you on the camp that feels like if you don't have Snorlax, you kind of feel at a disadvantage a bit. I mean, there's a kind of the two. But yeah, Crustle, I feel like because of that, Crustle's outshined, but I think he does well in pretty much top or bottom lane. His mobility, man, pretty crazy. I mean, he can just shell smash after shell smash, you know?
The nicest thing about him is he's able to be everywhere inside the game. So if you've got your head on a swivel, you move from objective to objective. He's really amazing at that. It just right now, block is so broken. So I understand how people sleep on Crustle, but I get it. He is very, very good. And he's immune to so much CC. Just him standing next to you on his Unite move starts hurting everyone. He is a really frustrating defender to deal with.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say about him is, if you haven't tried X Scissor with some scope lens on it for the crit builds, it's out of control at times, but it's a little RG dependent. But yes, so Crustle's going to be mine. What about you, Mr. Spraggles? Who are you going to pick as your right now underrated Pokemon? You know, you've done some tier lists. Mine's coming out here later in the week, but what do you feel like?
Well, I think the most underrated Pokemon, I don't know if this is the most underrated, but everyone discounts this Pokemon, and I recognize why, but I think Pikachu is a seriously decent choice. I recognize it's not Cinderace or Greninja. I get what's happening with the attacker role right now, but Pikachu's early and mid game is phenomenal.
Yes.
So you have to kind of make some decisions in Pokemon Unite. You know, do you want someone who's really great late game? Do you want someone who's pretty good throughout the whole game, like Alolan Ninetales or something like that? Or do you want someone who really dominates for a while, like Pikachu? And Pikachu does. With Pikachu's Electro Ball, you are constantly just picking people off. Early and mid game, a Snorlax Pikachu lane or something like that is such a frustrating lane to deal with.
Yeah.
It's got great mobility. Its only issue is it falls off later in the game.
It does, but it's like you're a carry at the beginning of the game. You really make sure, like Web is just crazy. Electro Web is just time and time again. I forget. Oh yeah, Pikachu's kind of Spider-Man and could just completely stop me in my tracks. And then Electro Ball, yeah, you've got some like Dragon Ball Z Spirit Bomb coming at you every other second. I would agree. I think early mid game he's great. His late game falls off, but it's not out of control falling off. I feel like for sure Pikachu, I'm starting to see it in Masters play a little bit more. I've seen it a little bit more out there. What do you personally run on your Pikachu? Do you do Electro Ball and Volt, or do you do Thunderbolt?
I do Thunderbolt.
Okay.
I don't like a lot of moves that move me around in the battlefield and get me stuck for a moment.
Yeah.
I know you can use it. You can use it in a lot of different ways, and there's clearly a much higher skill ceiling to Volt Tackle than there is Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's just a stun, and I can put it over there, and they get stunned. That's great. But Volt Tackle, I don't like anything that stops me from kiting for a moment. So when I press something and all of a sudden I'm in an animation, I'm a little stressed out, because you know how quickly things can turn in Unite. And if you have a 2-on-2 and all of a sudden it's a 2-on-4 and you are taking an entire second or whatever to just bounce around, you're dead. Every
second matters. And then and if you don't have escape pod and that's on cool, escape pod. I keep saying there, eject button. You're gonna be done.
Escape pod now,
it's
Cozy.
now escape pod.
They're changing it for this. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad we've decided that together. But yes, I think Pikachu and Cressel are both great. Again, I think I'm really curious to see what happens in this next patch, because I feel like there's some obvious things that are needing to change, but I'm curious to where some of these other ones land. Pikachu, we can confirm Pikachu's better with the hood and the cap, yes or no?
Ooh, I actually prefer naked Pikachu.
I do too. That was a test question. Trick question.
I prefer him no hood, no cap.
Awesome, bud. All right, so that was underrated Pokemon. I like it. I feel like we could pick more and just talk about underrated, but we'll get to our next subject here. Let's do it. Drednaw
or Zapdos. So this category is we all know how important Zapdos is. We know that you get Zapdos, you can easily win most games with Zapdos, but we're kind of talking about throughout the match. Is it more important that you're gathering all the Dreadnoughts, or does it really just come down to Zapdos and the rest of the play kind of doesn't matter throughout it?
Yeah, it's kind of catch-22, right? Like the Dreadnought, that first Dreadnought, I feel like so many team comps right now are being either built around the first Dreadnought, or they're being built around losing the first Dreadnought, but they're gonna win every other battle after that because they're both so important. I would be shocked if we don't get a nerf to some degree to Zapdos, whatever that kind of looks like. But at the same time, I get the catch-up mechanic. I get why it makes games a lot more intense, I personally feel like that first Dreadnought fight, it's funny. It's almost like a sport. I feel like the momentum that your team gets, both with like the hurrah, like the with the spirit, but also just it gets you in a nice flow. You go there, you typically will win the Rotom up top. Right after that, you'll get the tower down low, and then you'll kind of get ready for the second Dread. And it's really hard to get that second Dread unless you're really coordinated if you didn't get the first. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And this is actually why part of the reason I was saying that Pikachu was underrated earlier is I think the momentum early on carries throughout the whole game. It doesn't necessarily mean this, and I know there's no way to figure this statistic out, but I guarantee teams that take both two Dreadnoughts are much more likely to win than a team that doesn't. And I recognize how important Zapdos is. People can totally screw up that fight. But if you don't play a solid game throughout, your chances of winning go down considerably. It's really hard to just win one fight at the end when you've lost every other major fight of the game.
Yeah, 100%, especially with the confidence, right? Like I feel like the forfeit buttons come out after the second one or whatever. So.
Which is why, I mean, it's controversial, but more and more, I think, I don't know, how much should they change Zapdos? Because I'm so annoyed with how fast people want to surrender already in Pokemon Unite. And now if they nerf Zapdos in an extreme way, it's like, well, great. Now no one even wants to wait till the end of this match anymore.
It's only 10 minutes, right? Yeah. I agree. I think probably, in my opinion, maybe tweak, just very small tweak, maybe the respawn times maybe a little bit. It's a weird, maybe don't touch Zapdos. It's a tough subject. I feel like the game's almost balanced. There's just a few little things that kind of make that difference. So it's gonna be curious kind of where they go with that, because there are surprisingly people on both camps. I'm glad to hear you're wanting Zapdos most likely to stay mostly similar.
Look, it's the same thing that happened with Gengar, where I recognize there's going to be a change, but I don't entirely think it's the most necessary thing. It's not the thing that I think is the biggest change that needs to be made in the game. But I get where people are at with it, because so many people, I think maybe incorrectly, blame Zapdos for their team losing. They go, there it was, Zapdos again. And it's like, oh, kind of, but also you lost every major fight throughout this match.
Kind of, but you're level 9 young in the Zapdos fight.
Yeah, that's a level 15 Cinderace right now, and yeah, you're done.
100%, man. Yeah, so definitely both are important. I think the momentum, though, is important with the Dreadnoughts, and yeah, Zapdos kind of follows suit. Yeah, you can get the cheeky steals, and I have lost, and you have probably lost plenty from the snipes to the steals, or one, either way. But yeah, man, okay.
Definitely lost more than one with a snipe. Yes. I love when I get a snipe, but I mean, yeah.
It's the best feeling, but you almost never, like, it's so rare. I mean, the Venusaur bush snipes, man, are starting to come out, those snipers. Whew.
Yeah. Venusaur is really getting more popular with that. But, more often than not, I see people just hiding, waiting for a snipe. It doesn't work out, and then the team loses. I see so many Greninjas hiding in the top bush and just waiting to throw a shuriken. It doesn't work, and then the team loses. I think, why did we do this?
Yeah, they're out the whole team fight, right? Okay, well, why don't you tell us about Draft Pick'em? This one's going to be a ton of fun.
Yeah, so we are going to draft pick a team right now, and I actually didn't discuss this with you earlier. So if I pick one, you don't get that one, right?
Yes. So we both
like draft picking in other games. Do we have a ban phase?
Let's do one Pokemon each that we'll ban. We'll do one each. If I pick one, we'll start with our bans, and then we'll pick from there. And I'll make our team on this guy. And then down in the comments, you guys can decide kind of what team y'all like, or who would do well in a competitive match or whatever. Most likely, Mr. Spraggles here.
Yeah, this is insane, because I should have thought more about a ban, because if I was banning right now, I have to at this point. My first ban is going to be.
You're gonna do it.
Snorlax.
Yeah, I knew it. At least you banned him, so I didn't have to, but that was going to be mine too. And I think if it existed in Pokemon Unite as well, I'd probably ban Snorlax first. He's the difference maker in so many, and that barrier, I'll be a Machamp crying in the corner, full grown man just crying because the barrier is just
getting pushed. Some of the things you can do with block are obscene. You see it and you just think, I can't believe they allowed this. And in some ways, to be fair, we can't really have a full pick and ban phase, because if there aren't enough Pokemon inside this game. Like if you ban another defender right now, it's just who grabs the first defender almost.
Right.
And that's why there's no pick and ban. But still, yeah, I mean, Snorlax is crazy. So I will ban Snorlax.
He's nuts. Okay, I'm there for that. I like that pick. I'm curious to see like who viewers would pick for your first ban, right? Like who do you not like in this game or like going up against? I feel like we all have different opinions. For me, it depends. Man, I'm tempted to say my girl Ninetales. I love her. She can be annoying, but honestly, I'm gonna go with Cinderace. I know that they did some adjustments to him. I feel like Cinderace jungle, though, it just takes away from the so many people can jungle, but when you've got that level 9 Cinderace, you level 8, level 7 going into the first dread, it's it's just such a difference maker.
I agree.
Yeah, that's your thoughts too on
I think I mean, I think this is what you would see in almost all high ranked play. If both teams got a ban, I think Cinderace and Snorlax mostly would get banned every game. Maybe some people would say, screw it, we're going to ban Eldegoss because we have a, Wigglytuff player on our team or something. But
right.
I think you would probably see these two banned most often.
Yeah, like Lucario was another one I was thinking, but at the same time, they could just go Greninja. Like at the end of the day, it's like kind of same. He's better at stealing Lucario, and his mid game's annoying. But yeah, I think these two would be towards the top. I mean, just his the way that he can kite, the way that everything that the Cinderace can do is just off the charts. Okay, so those are the bans. Let's start off with the first pick. Since you banned first, I'll grab my first one, then you'll go. I'm excited. Here we go. I was gonna do like a dollar value to these, like S tier, $5 and whatever. We had a budget. I'm like, no, that's too complicated. So I'm gonna go with my first pick on the board, and I'm gonna give, because Snorlax is not here, I feel like we need a little something to hold us down. I'm gonna take the bro. I'm gonna take the slow bro as my first pick to kind of carry down the team and at least get some defense going. I think Slowbro's great with his CC. What about you, man?
Yeah, I think Slowbro's amazing. I would rather have Slowbro than Crustle, so that's a great position that you put me in. I think they're both really good, but yeah, Slowbro is amazing, and at level 4, it gets Surf. So early, it is just a menace. It's so tough to deal with. I love that choice.
That Surf is, man, that Surf is ridiculous. Okay, what Pokemon you taking on your team?
It's tough. I mean, now that I'm behind, now that I've got the second pick moving down here, I think I'm in trouble. If this was going draft like a normal game, it would be you, me. Let's
do it. Yeah. That's how I'm used to too. So yep, there we go.
I'll take 2 right now, right? I'm gonna take. There's so many I want right now, but I want to steal. I want to take who I still believe is the best support in the game right now, which is Eldegoss.
Okay, that was, you know what? That was going to be the one I was juggling between, because an Eldegoss on the other team, especially if you don't have one, I mean, you have a lot to make up for it. If you don't have the damage, like now I'm going to have to build a bit more of a damage build to be able to kind of get through that. But before I go with the damage, I like the Eldegoss.
Hold on, I have a second one now.
You do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I almost said it.
I could have let you walk right into it because there's someone I want to take so bad, and I think he's going to get snatched up. But I'm going to take, since we don't have Cinderace, I'm going to take Cinderace's replacement right now, and I'm going to take Greninja, and that Greninja is probably going to run the jungle. So right now I have Eldegoss and Greninja.
Awesome. So obviously probably Eldegoss bot lane, if I would take a guess.
Most likely, yeah. I think it works great in the bottom lane because it's just right there for all the Drednaw fights. You've got an entire team of people that you're putting Cotton Guard on. So
Yep. Okay. Oh man. So I like the Greninja pick there. This is where I'm worried because honestly, there's 2 Pokemon you could go with next because I only get one choice, right? And then it's back to you. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. I should be picking my jungle at the moment, but I'm gonna go with a little bit more of a kind of sustained build. A little bit more. And I'm going to continue to grow that. And I'm going to put the buff, the Wigglytuff up on the board. I think Wigglytuff is someone now I see every game in Master. I mean, every game. I feel like she's there now.
So legit. I love Wigglytuff. I loved Wigglytuff pre-buff, but I recognized it just couldn't hang. And now it's such a beastly Pokemon. I love having it on the team.
Yep, 100%.
It's a great choice.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm going to take, let's see. We've got Greninja. We've got Eldegoss. I'm going to take... there are a few people I want, but I'm going to take Lucario.
Yeah, it was between the 2 for me. So, it's well, my sir, I will be pretty much getting no objectives unless I kill you beforehand because you've got 2 guys that just have incredible last hit ability. Man, Power Up Punch and Surf are sure good. I mean, it's, I can say my prayers there. Okay, I like the pick. You got damage with the heals there. I've got that sustain build going on. I'm gonna need a little someone to probably continue to help. And you know what? This sounds crazy because I don't have the damage load yet, but I'm gonna go with Ninetales. Ninetales. I've got this really CC apocalypse going on here with Sing and Surf and Telekinesis and all the Ninetales CC. So I feel pretty confident about that one.
I love Ninetales. I think that's a great choice. So I've got Lucario, I've got Greninja, I've got Eldegoss. I think part of me wants some more damage. Part of me wants to do something weird too. So I think right now I will take, you know what? I'll do it. I love this Pokemon and I think it can absolutely hang in top rank play. Am I really going to take this? I'm going to take Cramorant.
Okay. I like to see it. You know what? Cram does hang out. He does. I've been putting Cramorant with Wigglytuff, and it's a monster of a lane. It's a monster of a lane. The Sing with the early mid game is a nightmare. It's a nightmare with him. I like the Cram choice. I do. Have you been playing him more and more? I know you like Cram a lot.
One of my favorite ones to play. It's definitely not the Pokemon I'm best with, but I do love it. The only issue I have is I seem to sit on my Unite move too long. I just need to use it way more often, because when Cramorant zones with that Unite move and the team is actually smart enough to take advantage of that moment, you can take every objective with Cramorant zoning the enemy team out. It's so good.
100%. Yeah, he's not used, and I see him slowly climbing each and every kind of, like, yes, they buffed up dive and sure, that's great and all, but still just the AoE build on him is just so incredible. I like the Cram pick. I do. That's a solid pick. You're pretty much team blue over here, Jake. I mean, you could have just told me you're going blue Pokemon.
I should have said that.
Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Sprague, I'm going to be going next up. To really round us out, in my opinion, he's my most played, and I think I almost like him more than Cinderace jungle. He might be my favorite jungle just because of the early submission. Machamp, man, in the jungle. If you have a person that knows how to flank and gank and do what they need to do, you can submit the Lucario on the other team. It's insane. I think Machamp he does everything well for the team.
I love that choice. The amount of CC your team has, basically you catch us and we're done. So that's what it is. Like we will assassinate you, and we have pretty good sustain, but if you just catch one couple of our people, we're in so much trouble.
It's gonna be tough. Yep. Okay. This will be the last pick here.
Obviously my last pick. I could do something weird here and throw, an all-rounder or something like that, or even, maybe a Mr. Mime, but I think having a team without a defender, even though I don't get the one that everyone would want, I've got to go with Crustle here.
Yeah, just something to say. I mean, we just talked about him underrated, right? Like something just to take that initial damage, something to kind of distract. I agree. And then at least he can, when we're in those team fights, we just don't CC you to all hell. You have a little bit of sustain there, more sustain.
So the way my lanes would look, I'm thinking Lucario and Eldegoss would be bottom, Greninja jungle, and then Crustle would be top with Cramorant. That's what the setup would look like, I think.
Okay, that makes sense. So you said, so I'm sorry, Lucario and Elda is bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's such a great lane. I mean, all right, so I'm deleting the choices I don't want here, and I love Zard, I love most of these. I'm between these three. I've got Zeraora, Mime, and Vina here. Man, a little bit of me wants to go with the Venusaur because I have the build for it, but I just think we don't have the damage. So Zeraora is probably who I'm going with. He probably wouldn't be my top choice, but with the bans and with you getting these other two powerhouses, I like the sniping play. I'm going to assume I got a random Q, so I'm not going to trust my Venusaur as much. Mime could be fun, but I think that Zeraora in the jungle is going to do the job well. I think I'll put... I'm sorry. No. We're going to put Champ in the jungle. We're going to put Zeraora. I actually think lane's okay. I know that sounds great. I think Zeraora can do some decent laning. Machamp or Zeraora might fall off a little bit here, but we have so much... We're going to definitely run an XP share on Wigglytuff with the movement speed. So I'm going to go with Zeraora, and we're going to do Zeraora and Slowbro top and Wiggly Ninetales bot. It's a little bit weird. I'd be curious to see how your Ninetales and Wiggs do against your team
together. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, this Sing and Double Slap paired with the fact that Ninetales is going to be hitting everyone with Dazzling Gleam and stunning them. That's going to be a really annoying lane to deal with, for sure.
Agreed. Well, we will, viewers, you guys go ahead and say what team would you like? Do you want to see ban and a pick system? Mr. Spraggles, anything else good, sir? Content Cowboy.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this. I guess there will be part 2. Will be up on Cozy's channel, and we should have a link to that. But yeah, thank you so much. And of course, let me know what you think of this pick and ban. I did not plan on banning. I wanted to grab Snorlax right away, and then I banned him right away. So what are you going to do? But there we go. Thank you so much for having me here, Cozy.
Hey, thanks for coming to the P.U.T.S, the Pokemon Unite Talk Show, man. And appreciate you doing just incredible content with Unite, and glad that we could do a little something together. And yeah, if you guys want to see the other 3 topics, head on over to my channel. We'll put the links down in the comments and all that good stuff.
Awesome. Love you, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.